Hey everybody, welcome in. I am going to, in this video, create the saddle bracket three-dimensional in Autocad. So to do that, I am going to, I'm going to start with the 3D template. So if you look, I'm in 2024, I'm going to click on where you see new, I'm going to click the down arrow next to it, browse templates, and I'm going to select the Autocad 3D template here, click on open. And first thing what I want to do is I'm going to change my units. So I'm just going to type in the word units, press enter. I'm going to change it from where you see type decimal to architectural. Hit OK. I'm going to also create a new layer. So I'm going to layer properties. I'm going to make a new layer. We're going to call this object. I want to change the color from whatever that is to, I'm going to click index color. Let's make this one red. And I'm going to change the line weight of this to 0.3. I'm going to click the stack of papers with a check mark because I want to make this object layer the current layer. So I have all that set up. Now I can click on the X to close this dialog box. So if you notice that our XY plane is kind of laying down kind of flat and the Z is standing straight up. But what I want to do is I'm going to kind of create the side view profile of the shape. So I'm going to switch my UCS to where the Y is standing straight up. So one way to do that is you type in UCS, press enter, and I'm going to type in X because I want to rotate the X. I want to rotate around the X axis. So I'm going to type in X, press enter. I want to rotate it 90 degrees. So I'll type in 90, press enter, and now you can see that our Y is standing straight up. So I'm going to also turn off my grid because I don't want to see that. And then what I can do is I am going to, on my view cube here, I'm going to click on the top, on the side where it says top here, because that's, I want to look on it kind of straight on in this direction. So here I'm going to just start drawing lines. So I'm going to draw a line from 0, 0. I'm going to turn on my ortho mode. I'm also going to select the line width thickness thing here so that the line widths kind of stand out a little more and they're easier to see. So I'm going to just drag it to the right. My line is going to be to the right by 3.25. Press enter. Zoom out a little bit, and then I want to go straight up by a distance of 0.5, and I'm just going to draw it over to the left just a little bit. I'm not worried about the dimension yet, so just draw it over to the left a little bit, hit the escape key. I'm going to start my line command again, this time from the other end, and I'm going to drag it straight up. This is going to have a height of 1.75. Zoom out a little bit. I want to go to the right by 0.5. Straight down. I'm just dragging my mouse in the direction I want my line to be. So I'm going to go straight down by 1. I'm going to draw it over to the right. And that's going to be 1 also. Straight up 1. To the right, 0.5. And I'm just going to draw it down just a little bit. I'm not worried about the dimension. So just draw it down, left click, hit the escape key. So now I want to fillet these two lines and kind of give them a rounded kind of corner there. So for me, I usually just type in fillet, press enter. And I'm going to select the radius option because I want that fillet to have a radius of 0.25. So I'm going to enter 0.25 as my radius, press enter, and I kind of select the lower portion of these two lines. So this one and this one, and it rounds those off nice and neat like. All right, so there is kind of the shape that I want. So from here, I am going to go back to my 3D view. So if you look at the view cube, I'm going to click the top right corner there. So we're looking at it in this kind of view. And then also what I want to do is, before I extrude this or press pull it, I'm gonna, where you see realistic up here, I'm gonna click on that realistic and I want to change this to shaded with edges. And now I don't know what that is. I don't want that, get away. I'm going to extrude this, or I can press pull it. If I press pull it, you want to select inside your shape. And then I'm just going to drag it to the right side. That's going to be a distance of, what is that? 2.5. Press enter. And then what we can do is, I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. I think I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So I'm going to kind of create this half circle shape that goes onto the end here. So to do that, I need to flip my UCS back down to where it's flat. So I'm gonna hit the escape key. What I want to do is I'm going to type in UCS, press enter, and enter again. And now our XY is kind of laying back down flat again. So now I can go up to my circle, and I want to use circle center radius. So the center is going to be the midpoint of this line here. And then the radius, I'm just going to drag it out to where I hit that end point of that corner there. And I'm going to extrude this circle, press enter, and I want to go up. So I'm just going to select for my height. I'm just going to select this corner of this top corner surface here. And so it kind of creates a kind of a circle there. So what I want to do now is just join these two shapes, because I have this circle shape or circle form actually, and then I have this kind of, look, it almost looks like a sideways letter F form. So I'm going to join these two together. So what I can do is go up to where you see solid editing, click on the join option here, or union, and I'm just going to select both of these forms here. 1, 2, press enter, and it combines those together. I think what I want to do here is to kind of cut the circle opening through here. So to do that, I am going to go back to my circle. This time I'm going to use center diameter. And so the center is going to be, if I hover over this arc, you see that little plus sign pop in there. I'll select this little plus sign for the center. And that is going to have a diameter of 1. And then I want to kind of extrude this circle down. So I'm going to click on extrude, select this circle. Sometimes it's hard to, it doesn't want to select that circle because this main form is in the way. So I just kind of left click way over here and drag it straight down to kind of cover that circle up, press enter. And then I'm going, for my depth here, I'm going to go make sure I drag it down, and that's going to have a depth of 0.5. And so now I can subtract this circle form from this main form. So again, I'm going to go up to solid editing. I'm going to select this where it says solid subtract. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the main piece. I want to select the form that I want to stay put. So I want this main form, select it, press enter, and then select the form you want to kind of cut out of. So I'm going to select this form. I don't know if I got the form or the circle, so let me just kind of drag. Let me try this again. I think I got it, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to select this subtract. So this one, press enter. Let me make a window and kind of drag this whole thing here, press enter. And so it kind of cuts that circle form out. And then all we need to do there is kind of draw this kind of cut shape through these kind of parts that stick up. So to do that, I want to just draw a line from this corner. This is like a construction line here. So I'm going to draw it over to the right by 0.5. And I'm going to draw it kind of towards us. So I'm going to type in PER for perpendicular. So PER, select this kind of line here, and I'm going to drag it to the right. That's going to be 1.5. And then draw it back. Again, I'm going to type in PER for perpendicular. to this back line. And then I'm going to end it by selecting on this kind of corner here where this endpoint there. I hit the escape key. So now I can erase that kind of starter construction line I used. So I'm going to type in E. Just kind of draw a window around that little line piece to make sure I get it. Hit enter. I think I got it. And then so what I want to do is I am going to kind of create a polyline from these 4 lines, because I want to kind of join those lines together. So I'm going to type in P line, press enter, select one of these lines here. Oh wait, that's not what I would do. Forget what I said. I don't want to make a P line. I want to make a polyline edit. So I'm going to type in P edit here. Select one of these lines here. And it says, do you want to turn it into one? Yes. And I want to click on the join option. So I want to join these kind of 4 lines together. Again, if you can't select those 2, I'm just going to draw a window around all 4 of those there. Press enter again. And so now I can just kind of extrude that polyline. Press enter. I'm gonna go down by, what is this? 0.75. 0.75. So basically I'm just kind of creating the shape or the form that I want to subtract from the main form to kind of get us where we want. So I have 2 forms right now. So I'm gonna go up to this subtract option. I want to keep this main piece, press enter. Get rid of this rectangular form, press enter. So there is our kind of nice and completed AutoCAD 3D saddle bracket. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. Like I said, I'm not the best when it comes to 3D AutoCAD because I don't use it that much, but that's kind of one way that you can do it. And there might be an easier way. And if you know an easier way, please make sure you comment, let us know, because we're all in this together, right? So I hope that helps, and peace out.